There's a lot of advice out there when it comes to making a living as a musician. And what you tend to hear a lot of is just go on social media and post. Post all the time. Be consistent. Be consistent for years, or, weeks, months, even years, and things will happen. And sure, that's definitely going to help if you post consistently on social media. But what's often missing from this information is the fact that if you want to make a living as a musician, you need to treat your music making like a business. And a business has to have certain components to it that if you're not doing these things, you're not really running a business, and you're going to really struggle. You're going to hit a wall. Even if you do post consistently, you will hit a wall at some point. So I just want to mention some of these things. There are things like, income generating products. Like, do you have products that generate income? If you're just posting stuff all the time, but there's nowhere for people to buy things, like what's the point? What's the point of the posting? Things like lead generation, lead capture, lead follow up. Do you have a process of capturing a new audience? Like, people aren't just watching you and listening to you, but you want to capture them in some way. Get them on as part of your list. You want to get their details, their number, their email, and contact them. That's the follow up part. You want to follow up with them, because contacts become contracts, right? Like, leads become that. Those are the people that are going to buy your things. So you need to have systems in place for that. This one, I know a lot of musicians won't like, and I was one of them, and I still don't. What about your accounting? Like, what's the cash flow like? What money's coming in? What's going out? What bills you need to pay? What are your taxes? Like, this is really important stuff. It's maybe can be very boring if you're not like into that kind of thing, but it's really important, super important, accounting. What about things like marketing? Like, so social media is one type of marketing, but there are many other types of marketing. There's like free workshops, or there's maybe paid workshops, or you could go out and do shows. You could have promotions, right? Promotions throughout the year. One important aspect of marketing is having a website. Do you have a website? I often see people who are posting great music, but come to find that they don't have a website, or they have a very non-engaging website, or a very basic website that doesn't really do justice to their accomplishments and to their skill level. So do you have a great website? And what's on that website? Do you have promotions on there? Do you have lead capture on there? Do you have marketing on there? Is your website engaging? Is it going to get people to come back? Is there great information on there? So do you really want to work on a website? And I've been working on my website since it began, probably in 2022 or mid 2021, something like that, when I first started my one of the aspects of my business, the Creative Classical Guitarist, which is a membership website. I've been working on that website constantly since it launched. Always like thinking about how to optimize it, things like that. What about having different income streams? That's a really important part of a business. You don't want to rely too much on one income stream. And maybe you might think, oh, my income stream will be monetization from, Spotify streams or YouTube ads or things like that. I hate to say, but it's it takes a lot of work to get to a place where that can become a full-time income stream. And then that's only one stream. So if something happens where your channel's or your music's just not getting as much attention as it normally does, then that's going to go down. Your income's going to go down. So if you don't have other streams to help support that, you can be in a bit of a pickle, a bit of a dire situation. So, maybe if you're a guitarist, maybe, you've got teaching, you've got performing. What are some other streams? You could be selling an ebook. So there was 1 month last year, November of 2023 where I sold $2,000 in 1 month of ebooks. So it's possible to do that. You could sell courses, right? You could have a Patreon. So all these things add up. Now you're talking business, right? If all of these streams are, even if they're just doing okay, right? Just average, just, chugging away, that's still a that's going to supplement you quite well. And all of them have the potential to grow. So you want to think about scalability. What the things you're doing, from the things you're selling, can they be made more scalable? For example, an online course is very scalable. Teaching one-on-one is not very scalable. There's a certain limit to how many hours you can teach. So try to find ways of making things more scalable. My final thought is, what about having employees? You can be an employer, you have employees, and these days it's really easy. You can use services like Upwork, for example, and hire people to edit your videos, to do your marketing, to do your accounting. You can hire people for that. So you could build up a team, and this is kind of the stage where I'm at now. I'm starting to think about, I have hired people in the past, but I haven't created a core team where we're like working together on the same vision. You want to be careful, because you don't want to just pay people, to do tasks. You want to try and get people who are on board with your mission, who love your music and love what you do, and they're really, they're like cheering for you. They want the best for you and for your mission. So try to find people like that. That's what I'm trying to do. So just a few thoughts there about having a business. When you're making music, it is a business. Treat it as a business, with things like marketing, lead capture, lead follow-up, calling them, emailing them, product generation, income generation. What else did we talk about? Hiring, employees, right? These are the types of things that constitute a business. No great business will be devoid of these things, right? A great business is a great business. Like, you can't take those things away and just expect that income will come rolling in and everything will sort itself out. We have to be responsible. In the early days, we have to be responsible for a lot of different things, and that can be really challenging to juggle all those things. But that's where eventually hiring people in an organic way can take the load off and help you to focus on the things that you love more. But it does require a bit of a crunch time, a bit of hustle. Yeah, so I just wanted to share these thoughts, and I hope that you'll start to explore these other aspects, because there are, from what I've seen, when I look up information, videos and things like that about making a living as a musician, a lot of it tends to be focused on, hey, go on social media, just post. And I think it's not bad advice, but it's just missing the whole picture. So I encourage you to look for those other things. How can you get better at accounting? How can you get better at marketing? How can you get better at lead capture? How can you make your website better? How can you do better in your hiring employees? How can you better systematize your business? Make things into systems, so you're not always, work, hustle. Like, are there systems you can put into place? How can you make your business more scalable? These are the types of things that, as a musician, how can you keep creating new products that give you income? How can you create new income streams that they bolster up your business, right? These different streams. So have a research about those things. And there's a lot of information about these, but they won't always be music related. That's the trap, right? So, great business, as I said, great business is great business. It doesn't matter if it's music or dog walking or cleaning business or catering business or whatever it is, homeschool, tutoring, whatever. Like, they're all like they all require the same principles in order to run as a great business. So I encourage you to look them up. I will be doing a podcast soon with Sarah Campbell, who is the founder of Savvy Music Studio. I highly recommend checking out her website. she is really good. She's very balanced and actually covers these types of topics like, creating a website and marketing events, like if you have workshops in the summer, that kind of thing, like how to go about marketing those events and creating things like that. So I really encourage you to check out her website, Savvy Music Studio. And yeah, stay tuned for our podcast, which will be coming pretty soon in the next sort of couple of months. So I also have a very special guitarist who will be joining me on a podcast as well. And he's a Grammy nominated, no, he's a Grammy winning guitarist composer from the USA. So you might know who he is. I'll keep it a secret for now, and I'll announce that soon. But yeah, let me know if you got any questions about being a musician, making a living from music. It's something that I've had to learn the hard way from the school of hard knocks, and it's been a great journey. But it can be a roller coaster. So hope you wishing you all the best, and see you next time.